Well, good morning, everybody. This is Michael Gant coming to you from our little studio here at Agape Christian Fellowship on 30 Canal Street. Boy, we've had a busy weekend. I hope you had a great holiday weekend. We celebrated Resurrection Sunday yesterday here. Actually, all weekend we celebrated. We joined together for a Good Friday on Friday night. Had a great turnout and just a wonderful spirit of worship and praise and Thanksgiving. And then, excuse me, on Sunday morning, 6:30, a bunch of us, whole bunch of us, a big crowd. I didn't count, but it was a nice, good group of people on a cold, foggy, drizzly morning. We gathered at the top of Memorial Park under shelter there. And even though the sun, we couldn't see the sun, we knew it was there. As someone said, we know it's there because we can see. And we were reminded that sometimes we can't see the hand of God moving, but we know that He's there. It was a great time. And then, of course, we gathered here at the church at 10 a.m. for worship, and it was a celebration to be remembered. It was exuberant. It was exciting. Pastor Brian brought an amazing message, and so many people were blessed. I just finished my devotional time. I come over here every weekday, and I walk and I pray to the east and to the west and to the south and to the north, and ask God to release us, the demand of the devil that he release those God is calling, and ask of God that He would call people, that He would draw them to Himself. But we've got a couple. It's a busy month. We've got stuff going on in our family. We've got a granddaughter who's getting married. We've got a granddaughter by marriage who just had a new baby. We've got two granddaughters who are, these speaking specifically of me, two granddaughters that are on grandchildren. We're not sure if they're granddaughters or grandsons. Grandchildren on the way soon. Within the next few weeks, have another lady in the church who's expecting in the next 4 or 5 weeks. We're just busting out all over the place. But we've got busy things coming up in the next couple of weeks that I wanted to remind you of, for those in the body and for those who are not a part of the church. Let you in on a secret that we've got some exciting stuff going on, and you're invited to join with us. I want to read from the scriptures this morning, first of all, from the book of John, chapter 15, starting in verse 16. This is what he says. Oh, now let me go back to verse 14. I think it fits together. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no man than this, than someone lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. Then this is the key verse I wanted you to hear this morning. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bring and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give it to you. These things I command you, so that you will love one another. I love that verse there where Jesus says, you did not choose me, but I chose you. And I ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. You know, it is a command of God. If you go back to the book of Genesis, very first book of the Bible, you go back to the book of Genesis, and God created Adam, a man, and Eve, his wife, and brought them together. And this was the very first command in all of the Bible. The very first command in the Bible, God said to Adam and Eve, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. In other words, be fruitful and fill the earth with creatures who are like me, who are in my image. Put it simply, I'm a Southerner. I like things simple. God said, make babies and glorify me. That was the very first commandment that God gave. Now, Jesus is saying in John chapter 15, He says, you didn't choose me. You know, Adam didn't make God. God made Adam. God chose to make Adam and Eve. Jesus says, you didn't choose me. I chose you. And why did I choose you? That you might go and bring forth fruit, that you might reproduce yourselves, and that your fruit would remain. And as a matter of fact, the last command that Jesus gave on the earth, was to go into all the world and make disciples of all creatures. And so it's in the Bible. The first command, the last command, the commands of Jesus: go and bring forth fruit. Duplicate yourself, reproduce yourself. Well, in that line, we're having a friend back this weekend, evangelist Tommy Zito. In the book of Ephesians, Paul says that God has given gifts to the church. He gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. Some people call it the fivefold ministry. Well, our friend Tommy Zito is an evangelist in that gifting class of people. God has given him to the church with a zeal and an anointing for evangelism. Not to do all of the evangelism in the church, but to train, impart that gift of evangelism, and release others into the world to reproduce themselves. We've been blessed over the last couple of years with this relationship with Tommy, because he's inspired a lot of our people that the thing that we need to do, we're called to do, is to share our faith, to share our testimony. Jesus said in the book of Acts chapter 1, verse 8, after you shall receive the Holy Ghost, you will receive power to be my witnesses, to testify of me. So Tommy is going to be with us this coming weekend, the 12th and the 13th, he and his team. He will be here Sunday night at 6:30, that's April 12th, and he will be preaching. It will be a worship service. It'll be a time of teaching and impartation from this gifted evangelist. And then on Monday morning, that'd be the 13th of April, at 10 o'clock, we're going to have evangelism training people to share their faith with others so that men might be saved and come to Christ. And let me just remind you, this is not a suggestion by the Lord. It's not something that he would really, really, really like us to do. It's not something that he would just appreciate. It's a command. We are commanded to tell people about Jesus and to tell them how they can be saved. And it's amazing to me that the number of people who call themselves Christ followers but have never shared their faith with another human being. The statistics are alarming and sad. The number of believers who claim to follow Christ but don't ever share their faith. So you're invited. The public is invited. If you are interested in the ministry of evangelism and how you can be better equipped to do the work of evangelism, join us on Sunday night to be empowered and inspired by the ministry of Tommy Zito, and then on Monday morning to be trained. And that'll be a morning and afternoon. If you come, bring a lunch. Throw a sandwich in a bag or a package of ring dings or something to eat for lunch. And then in the afternoon, we'll continue with hands-on training, actual hands-on training in leading people to Christ. The other thing that I want to talk to you about really quickly is the following weekend, the weekend of 17, 18, and 19. My good friend Tony Palo is going to be in town. Tony is an amazing pastor, pastored for many years in the Rhode Island area. He and his wife, Sue, have a ministry now called Equipping for Life. They do marriage coaching, they do life coaching, and they travel. They do this ministry all over the world. And Tony is going to be here. He's going to be here for two events. The first event is going to be Friday night, April 17th. He's going to be our guest speaker at the Branches Family Resource Center annual gala, our big annual fundraiser. That's going to be held at the Retreat Farms down on Route 30 in the big pavilion they've opened up there, and that starts at 5:30. Now, you can get tickets from the Branches. bfrc.org. I think, trying to bring it up from memory, you can get tickets from that page. Or if you are local and you would like to go, Agape has a couple of tables reserved, and I think we have 4 seats available. If you would drop me an email at mkgant backup mkgant at gmail.com. I will see if I can get you tickets, and you can get in. You'll enjoy it. And Tony Palo is going to be our keynote speaker. My son, Pastor Brian Gann, is going to be leading the worship. We're going to be having a great meal. It's just going to be a great, great time. And then on Sunday morning, April 19th, Tony Palo is going to be our guest here at Agape Christian Fellowship, and I need to tell you, if you can join us, you will. This man is a delightful guy. He's passionate. He's deep in his theology. He's fun to be around. He's a very light-hearted guy, and I believe that you would be blessed. And so those are some of the things coming up, and wanted to let you know that you're invited. The last thing before I go off the air this morning is I want to thank all of our folks who were here yesterday morning and shared in the celebration of the resurrection with us. I'm telling you, the house was packed, and there's a song by Phil Wickham that we sing a lot, and it was true here today. There's joy in the house of the Lord, and there was joy, there was shouting, there was rejoicing, there was good preaching, there was powerful prayer. We shared the Lord's table together. It was great. And I just have to say, if you're not a part of our church family, you're always welcome. You're always welcome to visit us. Everybody's welcome. We're a very welcoming and generous group of people that we worship here. We're very blessed to have the congregation that we do. So I just wanted to come on, make these couple of announcements, and share with you. You're invited. Come join us anytime that you're available. But remember, next week especially, Sunday night, 6:30, Tommy Zito. Then Monday morning, evangelism training, Tommy Zito and team here at 10 o'clock. I'm Michael Gant. This is weekly news and stuff and announcements from Agape Christian Fellowship. You have a great day today. God bless you.